Anyway, we've had over 60 homes toured, and it's just an amazing thing to think that we have looked at that many homes in such a short period of time, because I've only been streaming for about 4 months now. So today we're visiting the Exile side. Definitely some really great homes today. We're going to be visiting one person's in particular, two of their homes, simply for the fact that they've already given me the heads up that once free-to-play comes, they're going to be tearing them down, um, or at least reworking them in a way, because of some of the new elements that are coming out. So we wanted to kind of get a record of it, for a keepsake for them, so that when the time comes to make the renovations, they have this to kind of use as a remembrance of the way it used to be. So today we're going to start on Vlyn Vineweaver's home, called I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Vricken Retreat. Let me just type that in the chat in case there's any other Jabbit-ers on Exile side that want to join along. Welcome to join me if you want. But this is a kind of a typical Oran themed home. There's lots of greenery around, but I really love how this person has taken the landscaping to a whole new level. We see a lot of examples of that from some of the homes we visited in the past, but it's always intriguing to me how people can use the same items and come up with something totally different looking from someone else's place. So we're going to have a look around here, and let me see if I can switch to walk here so we can kind of take our time. Now, as a reminder, we are still not quite to the deadline of Geeks of Nexus housing competition. So if you're on Jabbit-EU realm, either on Exile side or Dominion side, be sure and get those in, because I think next week is when the deadline hits. It's September 4th, if I remember correctly. So it's coming down to the wire, and it's going to be plots like these that are going to take the cake. But here we have a nice little water element. And the only unfortunate thing is, with the glass being used, it's more like ice. You can't actually sink down into it and swim. But I love the care taken and a lot of the elements that they've added here. They've got the gar swimming around, and all of the moving kind of greenery, so that it gives it that illusion that there's some water circulating around in the area. But I'm hoping I catch all of the little nifty hidden spots he's got around here. I warned him that we were going to be coming to his house first, and I said, you know, if you don't want to be caught on camera, you know, you need to vamoose. And he fled the scene. So he's not here to like lend a hand. So I'm just kind of on my own, wandering around. Here we have a nice little overlook where you can come, sit, enjoy the view. A lot of people have really enjoyed these decking pieces. That was an excellent addition to our general building block decor list. I know there was a lot of people that were ecstatic about the hover park pieces, but to be honest, I think I very rarely use those in any of my builds. I've seen some manage to incorporate it pretty nicely, but the decking pieces, they're definitely very, very great additions. So here we have a nice extended part of this little reading gathering space. Us Oran like our pillows, so we got to have the pillows. But you know, if you're looking for something to kind of do up in the trees, up above and away from everything else, and you really want to make your plot feel like it's part of the WildStar world, there's a lot of these little hidden spaces that you want to fill in with these kind of things. And this is a good way to do it. Now I'm going to try and make sure I don't miss anything. I think this is more like the dam holding in the water here, which I thought was an interesting idea. Most people kind of build in the water as if it's just part of it with just extending the rocks, but he actually made it look like they bluff it in on purpose, which is a different approach. But gotta love how these massive umbrella trees really add some contour and shaping to your plot when you are looking for something a little extra. Now, I think there's a hidden area over here, if I can remember how to get to it. Yeah, here we go. Like a little mushroom hidey hole with a little campground under here. It's just rocks and things that he's put together and made this this little cave-like area that they can come. I'm not sure where the smoke would go. You'd think it'd kind of collect in here because there's no opening. Hey Samson, no, you just arrived in time. I've maybe only been at it for a couple minutes. I'm on Vlyn Vineweaver's plot. I'm not sure if you can make out the name. If you have trouble, let me know and I'll retype it. If you want to join. You're not required to, but I know you like it. But yeah, I probably would have included some kind of ventilation, just another excuse to add some lighting and kind of give a reason where the smoke's going, but nice use of these little stair-step rocks, using them as the setup for the little snacks. I think that was all for that particular little hidey hole. Yeah, you missed me goofing up in the start. I accidentally left my video showing off to the side and I was echoing around. It was freaking me out. I was like, where is that noise coming from? Who is that evil person talking? And it was me. I haven't made that boo-boo in a long while, so I guess I was due for it. Let's see, what else is over here? He went through and showed me all of these little nifty areas, and I've done forgotten how to get to all of them. I'm probably going the wrong way, as usual. I have a bad habit of that. I like the water here with the stepping stones. This actually gives me an idea for another project I'll be starting soon. Hi Maj, welcome to the stream. And here's a nice little waterfall effect he did. Basically it's just glass strung up together to make that effect. I'm sure he's looking forward to the new waterfall decor that he can just slip inside that and get rid of the little glass. But this is an interesting solution to that when someone's wanting a waterfall. I've seen many approaches, I've done a few myself, and it's always interesting to see how other people tackle that issue to try and make it as realistic as possible. Just lots of water. Really nice. And these are those thinking heads, the ruby-eyed thinker. It's the chin that you see, and then it looks to be another massive umbrella tree, kind of give that lift to the ground so that you have another little a tiered area. And here we have a nice little gazebo. And he told me that this one was inspired by the one that I'd done for another guildmate. So that was a nice compliment. He got a little more crazy with the vines though, which is a nice touch. Yeah, as far as I know, Maj, if you've got a key that you can't use and you want to give it to someone else, yeah, you should be able to. As long as you haven't applied it to any account of your own, that key is usable. You could just pick a random individual off of the forums. I think I've seen a few threads where people have been saying, hey, does anybody have a spare key? You could try Twitter, probably Reddit and Facebook probably have a few of those as well. Or just, maybe you know of somebody that might be interested, a friend of yours or something, and you want to get them into the beta as well to kind of test it out together. That would be a very good opportunity to do that as well. Again, I love the decking and his approach to this gazebo here. He's really gone crazy with the water, which is nice. You don't really see too many plots as like full-blown water everywhere. Hi, I only do housing content, and it's not just tours. Tours are just on Wednesdays, for example, today. And I do both factions. I alternate each week between the two. So this week is Exiles, next week will be Dominion. Other than that, I stream my own builds that I work on. I also stream, I do a custom built decor challenge for my guild. So I have other members of my guild working on projects of their own, and I showcase those as well. I'm currently starting up a little project where I build things for other people. So it's not just my junk that I'm putting together for myself, but I'm actually going out, finding out from them what they want on their plot. And maybe they don't have time to do that. And then I build it and I stream all of that. It's just pure housing stuff. We have taken a few trips to the PTR to show off some of the new features and decor items that are coming. There's plenty of people that do the raiding and the PvP and the questing and stuff, and I figure nobody wants to see me goof around with that kind of stuff, so I just figured I would stick with housing. That's my passion in the game, so that's what I'm interested in, and I figure, well, might as well talk about something that I'm interested in, so I just stuck with housing. Well, I appreciate the follow. I do. I think we just hit, I guess I'm over 50 now, which is pretty amazing because I really don't push that. I don't require anybody to follow me. They just do that on their own. So I do appreciate it. Is that you, Samson, I see over there? I think so. Did you find a nice little nifty thing? I think you came at the place in a different direction than I did. And here's a fun little way of kind of incorporating your fab kits into your build. They just topped it with a little tiki roof and kind of made it a little cozier. As for how long I've been doing the streams, I'm almost to 4 months now. I think next week will be 4 months exactly. I started back in May, and it really started as kind of a temporary project, and it's just kind of grown into an obsession of mine as well. I love housing. I enjoy the streaming, and it's a combination of things that I really like. So here's a nice little campground area. I really love the aura and feel of this. They've kept it pretty natural on most things. And that's the idea. You want to use everything. I'm looking for the main house. Samson, if you find it, let me know. I'm not sure where this thing is. Maybe it's over here. Is this a clue? Maybe here. I'm like peeking around the corner even though I'm not really able to do that. How beefy is that? I found it. I found it. Yay. Well, yeah, Maj, if you don't want the EU one, I would suggest either check the forums and or the Twitter or something and find somebody that's anxiously awaiting a beta key, because there's a lot of individuals. I've come across quite a few that would really love the opportunity to check it out and just haven't been invited yet. Now, how adorable is this? This is an awesome little indoor pool, waterfall, water feature kind of thing. I see a few people do this, and this one's probably one of my faves. Just some obsidian stones, looks like oran walls for the ground area to give it the blue and the little stony, rocky feature, and then the hovering medical cots. Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's that's why it's always funny, people talk about, oh, the rating is the main feature of the game, that's what pulls everybody in. And really, I don't agree with that. I think a game pulls in a variety of uh, types of players. And that's really what helps the game survive. It's not just for the raiders, or it's not just for the level 50s, even the low levels. I have a lot of guildmates that they're like alcoholics. They love the questing, and they want to check it out in all forms and fashions because you get a different experience depending on what path you choose or whatever. And for me, my end game is housing. There's always something new to look at, to build. Um, that's probably one of my downfalls too, because I'm constantly changing my house. Uh, I like keep it for a few months and then I've got to change it. I love the little the stairway with these orange windows. It's There's no lighting involved in it, but it's bright enough that it kind of looks like it is, and that's a really nice touch. A clever use of stairs there. But yeah, for me, the niche is the housing. That's what it's all about for me. If we didn't have the housing, if I felt like the free to play was going to destroy the housing that's available now, make it like near impossible for you to do it unless you're willing to spend real money, that would probably be the end for me. Thankfully, that's not the case. Here's a lovely little kitchen. I like the cutting board. Just a simple little thing, but a lot of people don't add those kind of details, and I love that. Got his own little herb garden. I couldn't possibly identify all of these things. I like the little mini trellis or whatever those things are called with the gourds on it. That's a nice thing. You don't see people using those too much. They usually use them outdoors. And I think those are the potted little plants here, and they've just sunk it down. It looks like chives. I like that. Yeah, that's Samson. It says Finrath, but he's in disguise. That's Samson there. Did you get a new outfit? That looks different. I'm so observant. Here's a little office space. And I love, look at this little, it's like a, what do you call it? An architect's desk where he's like plotting it out. He's got the little, I don't know what you call it, the little T-square thing going on. Is it a map maker's table? I'm not sure what that would be specifically called, but it's just something different than the general desk where he's actually drawing the maps or something, mapping out the property or something. I like that. It's a nice little addition, a little custom built thing. The only costume, I don't really, I have costume pieces, but I don't go like whole crazy with them. I've got this on, and I've had some people ask me, what's the white dye you're using? That's cardboard. That's all I can tell you. I just I change it now and then. I've got like a bathing suit outfit for when I go to the beach. A few other things. Wow, this like just keeps going in this little space, and he's got all these little. Was I already up here? No. Okay. Here's a little TV nook. The pillows. Hey, there I am. I'm sitting there watching TV. Okay? The mini-me. Yeah, I like the way, sometimes it's not always the furniture that I'm looking at, but how someone divides up a particular house, whether it be the cozy or the spacious versions. Sometimes they can really amaze me in how they've divvied up the building and added in the floors and made it look like it came that way. That's okay. What's down here? Did I miss this? Wow, keeps going. Okay, this is apparently a bedroom. And look at this little homemade bed here. I just used a rug for the cover. This is a good way to show off your plushie collection. If you don't want to do like a wall of plushies, you can just, and I like this. See what they used here? That's a staircase. How nice is that? It kind of gives an open feel to it, but it still gives you some privacy between the bedroom and the little area over there. I like that. Here's a little bathroom. Don't mind the jiggling, that's just because I got my camera zoomed out. Every time I go into a place that's got low ceilings, it kind of jiggles. That's just my fault. I'm not sure what they're using for the water in the tub there. I suspect a glass. An enlarged, like, drinking glass. Maybe turned upside down, could be. I don't know. Wow, the chat is really active today. I count it for the retweeting, which I appreciate. Don't get that much attention usually, but hey, I'm going to accept it. Let's see. Did we go to a downstairs, or is there a downstairs? Yes, there is. And look at the grass. At least they kept it down. A lot of times people will put grass in their home, and it's like covers my head. I'm so short. Yeah. Ah, Phalo there. Yeah, I would guessed right. It was a glass. I like this overgrown feel for the tunnel to the downstairs area. A lot of people try this and they don't quite pull it off, but this one's nice. It's not overdone. You don't feel too claustrophobic, and you don't get stuck anywhere. That's a big issue as well. Collision is not your friend. But look at all they added all of these little bits in. That's those teal plants and all the stones and the grass. Just a nice job. I like the tree used as vine there. What a lovely place this is. Like I don't know what this would be. Is that like a shrine? I think it's a shrine. There's like a little offering table maybe. Memorial thing. I like the shrooms even sticking out of the walls here. Let me reload again. Sometimes when I'm hanging out in housing, it starts jumping a little bit. Well, you just went down in the hole, didn't you? Let me see. Oh. A lot of nice little bits. Carrying I got stuck. I blame you, Samson, if I get stuck down here. All the little hoogles and the ivy. See, that's something I'm sure a lot of folks are going to love, the new ivy pieces that are coming. So they don't have to kind of fake it in with these, although this is a lovely way of doing it. If you're looking for some ivy, these, I forget what they're called, but I think they're in the bushes section. It's a really nice way to do it, to handle it. Yeah, it does. Feels like an underground cave. And we're like explorers. Ugh, I keep getting kind of hung up. That's the interior of the main home. I still, that's my favorite bit, is the waterfall here. And it's just a few little pieces that give that effect, but it's to a nice result. Now, if you're looking for something like that, it's definitely something you want to try out. Now, I'm not sure if we covered everything outside. Kind of zigzagged around. When it's a build like this, it's kind of jungly. I get lost really easy, so apologies to Lynn if I don't catch everything. I know there's an upper area somewhere. Do I know how to get there is another question. Let's see, is this the way we come in? No. Yeah, I have no idea where I'm at. Okay, this is the entrance, so okay. Let me orient myself here. I think we went up this way, didn't we? I have no idea. Okay, yeah, this is the last little bit, I think. Now, this particular area, Lynn wasn't too happy with. Personally, I think it's a great little thing. It's like a little open market kind of place where you can come and get some fruits and some other little bits and baubles. But he's reworked this particular area at least a few times that I know of, and he left it blank for a long while. But when I mentioned that I wanted to tour this, he was like, no, it's not very good and I'm not happy with it. But he finally relented and said, oh, just go, because I can't think of anything to put here. But how cute is that? I mean, I think it fits really well. He was worried that it didn't blend very well with the build itself. And here's like a little, I don't know, witch's hut, maybe the village shaman or something, where you come and get some beads shaken at you and drink a little jolly juice and you're on your way. So I don't know what he's fussing about. And if anyone's curious about these rocks, those are actually upside down makeshift bulletin boards. It's a really quick and easy way to get kind of a stone path with a lot of variety in it, rather than laying out individual stones one at a time. You can just use that and I use that for my golf course, so it's the only reason I remember the name. And this, I guess that's just one piece. I imagine it's one of those Orin topper things. It looks pretty cool, and it looks like he has it lit up funny. My mouse kind of freaked out there. And again, these are those ruby-eyed thinkers, but instead of the chin showing, this is the top of the head, which has all the little nice mushrooms and the mossy bits on it. Same piece used several places, but it looks different every time that you see it. I like that kind of stuff. So I think that was all of Lynn's plot here. Let me see if I'm gonna fall and die out here. Trying to get a place that has a good shot of the whole outside, but the way he's got it kind of covered and overgrown, it's kind of hard to do that. And of course we got the border showing. It's really nice and lush, perfect for any Orin. Yeah, boo for NA. No, I don't mean that. It's just unfortunate. That's one of the reasons why I love the PTR. On the PTR, any NA players can mix and mingle with the EU players. We can go visit each other's homes, which we normally can't do. I've been sneaking on the PTR doing that as well. Okay, so our next one is another plot of the same fellows. And a lot of our Jabbit-ers will probably recognize it. Yeah, I hope I got the name right. Ugh. Well, it's not letting me go there. Drat it all. I may have to postpone it for later. I'll try it again later if I can. So we'll just move on to another one. Let's go to ZZ's. Now, this one I stumbled across earlier this week, I think. Whoops, looks like I'm sunk in the sand there. That's the only downfall about using the massive umbrella tree as hiding for your teleporter. When you first zone in, you're kind of half in, half out. And it just so happens that the same day I found it, I guess they had just opened it. I have a knack for finding places that are just opened, because I'm constantly scanning the public list, and I guess I just kind of have an eye for catching ones that I don't recognize. And they had just opened that day, and I went and had a look, and I was like, wow, I've got to show this one this week. So this is the Blue Water Cove by ZZ. Yeah, later they posted it, but I had actually come across it earlier that day, so I was pretty happy with finding it. But yeah, this is actually one of the places that's entered into the contest. But I feel it's a nice enough, interesting kind of theme that people will enjoy it, seeing it again. How do we come up with plat to fund these plots? Depends on the person that you're talking to. For me, it's just, I've been playing the game for over a year now, so it's just a slow collection of plat that I've gathered. It's not like I farm it or anything. I usually stick to questing. I did do dailies in some of the zones for a little while, maybe a month or two, but that gets old really fast, and it wasn't until contracts became available that I kind of got back into that. But even now, to fill up the whole contract little thermometer thing, it takes me a couple of weeks. So if that's a clue as to how often I do those, you know, that tells you how infrequently I work on those. But others, they play the AH. They're like architects. They'll craft stuff and then they'll sell it, or some other kind of trade skill. Some happen to catch things at the good time, like maybe they salvage a lot and they get some really highly requested runes or something, and they sell those. The Technophage daily, which last I checked was still bugged, was really good. You could get those new Technophage items, and people were really going hog wild about buying those, and you could sell them for like 3 or 4 plat a piece. And that was something you could do every day. So, you know, 3 or 4 plat a day adds up pretty quick. Yeah, that's another method. So here we have a nice little, it's not exactly a beach scene, although there is a beach. It's more like it says, it's a cove of water. And how clever is this little raft? It's even down to the little barrels that keep it afloat. And you've got like looks like a sandbag or something for the paddle end and the mop for the handle. But I love this little thing. I had thought about building a raft myself, but I don't think I could have come up with something as clever as this. And they've even got it tied off using one of the granite fence pieces as a way to keep it moored to the edge here. Now again, the water is not swimmable. It's actually enlarged pieces of glass, and it's also one of the monitor things, I think. I don't know the name of the display that it is. It's either the Exile tactical table or something, or the standing monitor that costs a lot. I don't know the name offhand. The only downside to using those particular pieces is the animation that comes with it. If it didn't have that, it would be almost perfect. Almost. But in situations like this, I think the new water pieces are going to pose problems. I don't think it's going to be as a nice effect, because the new water pieces, one, they have those sound effects of the rushing water, which I don't think would really suit the cove feel. And two, they've got that motion effect, and even enlarged, it's still pretty visible. And I think it just looked kind of weird, a little off here. So I'm not sure if everybody that has water elements will actually be able to utilize those new pieces, but I guess that remains to be seen. But they've got this little decking, favorite decking stuff, lining the entire cove area, and then they've got all these little seating areas with the little canopies overhead. There's a little, I don't know what you'd call it, a little cozy spot for a couple, I guess. Little high-end suntan area. I don't know what that would be called. Then you have this little overlook place, which I like. They've gone through the trouble of adding in all the little supports to kind of justify how it's, some people will just build it and have nothing connecting it, and it's just kind of floating in the air. But they've actually taken the time to anchor it in many places to justify how it's sitting up here. There's a good shot here. Nice use of the purple arch rocks as well. A good little seating area. Another nice view of the pond or the cove. Kind of a creepy little thing here, but now if you can get past that. Nice little apple cart. And then and meander my way over. For the pool area, they've got this, again, they've taken the time to add in all these beam supports and things. Even here, look how they've used the railings as part of the framework. That's a really nice use of them to give it like it looks like you used a lot of boards, but it's really only a few pieces. I like that. All lit with tiki lamps, and here's the diving board. I think it might be a little dangerous to jump from this height onto that flat surface, but Samson wasn't too scared to do that. Like cannonball. Honk. Oh, if only we had some regular water pieces, just some nice shapes. Here's another one of the little savannah beds. I don't know what they're called. And another one over here. It almost looks Christmassy with all the red. And here's a nice little idea. They've got their own little volleyball court here. At the net, the ivy as the net. A little ball. Spectator benches. It'd be fun for, if you want to role play a little beach kind of gathering. This would be an ideal spot. Plenty of little corners you could go and talk with individuals and then, engage in some fun activities. Whoops. Okay, let me go this way because I got stuck. First, let's the little bonfire with the pig over it. I like the toast on the stick. Instead of roasting marshmallows, you're roasting toast. That was funny. I didn't see that the last time. Wow, that was kind of weird. Part of that screen showing up. Okay, here's a little tiki bar. I like their tables. It's basically just the tiki lamps with the Orin windows tacked on. That's a nice use of being able to give it not only the leg of the table, but some lighting for it too, instead of using candles and such that a lot of people do. And then, of course, the tiki bar. They've got their beer barrels set up there. Got lots of little additions to show that they're well stocked and ready to serve. I like the use of the tiki bar not only for the bar itself, but as an extra platform where people can step up to the countertop, and also using it as a place for put the plants. And they've added the grill in here, so it's not just a taco bar anymore, falafel bar. And how fun is the stage here? And look at this awesome guitar. I mean, it's even got the strings. Strings are basically the sparking cables. And so think about how many they had to use to get that. It looks like about 3 per string, so that's quite a few. Dull for the little head-on thing, and then they got like, I don't know what the names of the parts are, amps or something, an amp. And they got it plugged in, so it's an electric guitar. It's a little Hugel picture for the little bit on the bottom. Then you got a lovely keyboard here. Reach over. Did you change your outfit again? The colors are different. You're freaking me out. Got the 2 offense here, and then look at the little keyboard and how we took a lot of time on building it. Let's see if I can get close and see what those pieces are. Looks like books and other books, I think. A really nifty little setup there. Look at the little chime section. Go around, ting, ting, ting. Yes, you would. You would do that just to kind of confuse me. And here's another take on a drum set. We see these. I think this is one of the most favorite instruments that people will attempt to custom build, is the drum. I like how they've used the little switch here to kind of do the toon, toon, toon for the bass. Got bowls and looks like the pointy Draken things for the drumsticks. The troughs for some of these side bits over here. Plates for the cymbals. Bowls. It's just a nice little combination of items. Got the little symbol in there. I love it. Okay, so I think that's most of the exterior. Now we'll go find the little hidden spot. I like how they've indicated this is where you come and get your pork stuff. Rather than using an illegible sign, they just pop that right on there. I see that for people that want to indicate shops. They'll put a board and then maybe they'll put a book on it, and that indicates that's the bookshop, or a gun for the gun shop. Because, you know, while we do have signs, some of them are just using weird symbols and you're not quite sure what that is. And that's a quick and easy way to kind of indicate. Now, the owner did mention if you're kind of claustrophobic, this might not be a section for you, so bear with me as I walk through the tunnels. Now, there is one thing I want to be sure and show. I think it's just around the corner here. Yeah. If you look, oh, did you see it? Did you see? There's a big drip of water here. They've added, I guess it's the kitchen sink, to make it look like maybe some of the water from above is leaking down in here. It kind of freaks me out every time I see it, because it's like, ooh, it's not a stable little area. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite parts too. It's an interesting way of doing it. I don't think there's a drip here, but there's definitely the one here. What kind of a sad face is that? I'm not sure even what part that is. You know what item that is? Something that's really super enlarged, but I don't know. Here we go. Put on your Indiana Jones hat. We're going exploring. I love the use of these. I think it's the pet crypts. I think because they wanted the ivy kind of bits showing on it, or maybe it's, you know, to represent centipedes or something. But this is a great use for those pet crypts. If you have some and you don't know what to do with them, this is ideal. Lots of, again, another use for the ruby-eyed thinkers. Mossy stepping stones up here. I'm going to try and catch all these details. It's a little dark here, so I'm not sure. Yeah, these are the pet crypt, but I don't know if maybe that was part of the pet crypt too. But welcome to the creepy, spiky section. I don't know if you can see it really good, but there's all these little spikes and swords. Again, I think it's another one of those little altar things. And I'm so bad at the names lately. That has the little spiky bits around it, and they've used it so you have to kind of dodge. That poor guy didn't make it. And they didn't make it either. Just kind of. And we've got them coming from the ceiling and from the floor, so it just makes it even more treacherous in here. And then the torture room. So if you're kind of squeamish, avert your eyes, plug your ears, you know, just for a few minutes, because, you know, this might not be a good room for you. First off, we have the spiky chair. Look at all those. That just looks so uncomfortable. They even got the little, you know, securing bits where that, you know, they force you to sit in it and then they strap you down. The porcupine chair. This is so mean looking. It looks to be the metal planks used to construct the chair itself. Kind of got that shiny metal look. Very nasty. Probably gives some people some ideas for their little torture rooms too, though. I love those fountains. Here, I don't remember what they call this. The stretcher, the pull-aparter? I don't know. But again, this is a nice use of the ankle trap, using it as the little cufflink things. And look, they got a part of a person there. How gross is that? That's nasty. Ugh. I think all it's missing is maybe some blood smears and things. I don't know what they call that. There's like some body parts there, and there's another body part laying on the floor. That's just gross. And I'm not sure what all of these are. Those are those alcoves I couldn't remember the name of the other day. No, I don't want to take a seat. But I guess this is all his little tools and bits. His little evil weapons and potions and stuff. Kind of creepy. Creepy. Let's see. Is there anything here? Don't want to miss anything, because there's a lot of interesting little details. I mean, they found ways to add bones and creepy bits. I guess this is one of those things like an Iron Maiden where they put you in it and then they've got them cooking. That's some bad torture. Looks like hammers for the handles. I think it's just a couple of retainer walls that are stuck together, but it looks like a little coffin thing that they've got strung up. Spiky or no. Yeah. I swear, I know somebody that used that for their bathroom. They use them as the urinals for the guys. And I wouldn't want to be a guy in that urinal area. Here's a fun little, use the Hoogles for the steps here. We come into the creepy lava room. It's just a bunch of witch's brew that's been sized up and cleverly disguised. Some nasty noises. Whoop, I went into it. I've been cooked. Then we come to the egg room. I don't know if they were specifically inspired by anything in particular. I have a guildmate that's working on something similar, and they were actually inspired by one of the lore books in the game. Is that exploding those poor little things? They've been tortured enough. I won't do it. Oh, you did it anyway. Ugh. I don't know what was here? Ah, yeah, the little each village kind of thing. I like the way they've put in these creepy eyes. Good tips for those that are looking to maybe build something for Shades Eve. And the little bits here that they've included. I think these are those weird spine. I think it's the pell perch or the falcon perch. I think it's falcon. It's like a spine of something, and like with horns and lots of skulls. It's gross. And here's a dude. He looks kind of creepy too. And I think these are from the Draken fireplace. It's just kind of sunk down. I think it's part of what you see down in the room below. And then I think this is the final room. It's like the treasure vault. So you see a little bit of remnants of some of the artifacts, and then they've got all these candelabras, and then the big vaults behind. Probably booby-trapped, and we've been killed 1,000 times by now, but still a really nifty idea. You know, you always come across these plots that have these little hidden hatch houses in there. It's like secret lab or a bar or club or something, but I like this is a little different. And the water effects, for anyone curious, I believe that's the blue light lounge table, which is cleverly, the metal parts are nicely hidden by the rocks put in here. I think that's a combination of two of the Taurine Battle Maiden statues. Well, actually there's like 4 there, because there's like the 3 up above, and then I think the 1 is enlarged and used as the base with it upside down. It's a good way of handling the metal bits that you don't want showing from the table, though, for the water. Has a very hypnotic motion to it. Okay, let me try. I think that's it for ZZ's Blue Water Cove. And wish them luck in the contest, because it's definitely a fun little plot. We'll try the other plot again. I'm not going to let me in, is it? Keep checking the random list to see if I can get in that way. But I don't see it.